in Ukraine may no longer be negotiated on the battlefield, but behind closed doors. A shift that raises more questions than the answers. From global headlines to entertainment buzz, I'm Kashish Dhawan bringing you the latest around the world. A secret deal is brewing between the United States and Russia. Now, here comes the big question. If it is happening, what is Russia gonna get out of it? A new report has suggested that the Washington and Moscow are quietly working on a 28-point peace plan to end the Ukraine war. And this comes just 3 months after the high stakes meeting between Trump and Putin happening in Alaska. That meeting, although did not deliver any breakthrough, but somehow it worked as an icebreaker between the two leaders. And apparently, the conversation since then never really stopped. As per those reports, the officials from both sides have been working on a detailed proposal inspired by Trump's earlier 20-point Gaza plan. But the biggest puzzle remains unsolved. What happens to Ukraine's territory? Large parts of East are still under Russian control, and Moscow is demanding even more concessions before it agrees to anything. So, who is writing this so-called peace roadmap? According to that report, Trump has handed the job to his envoy Steve Witkoff. Witkoff has already held discussions with Kirill Dmitriev, the man who oversees Russia's sovereign wealth funds and someone who has been a part of back-channel efforts before. Their meetings have been happening on October 25 and 26 reportedly, sounding optimistic, saying that Russia's stance was finally being heard. But here comes the twist. Witkoff never met the Ukrainians. A meeting with President Zelensky was expected, but it did not happen. And yet, a Ukrainian official has confirmed that they were aware of the US and Russia meeting and they were planning something. And they were just not part of that conversation. Meanwhile, the White House insisted that the president's message is simple. It's time to make a deal and end this war. And that's where this plan starts, getting even more interesting. Washington has already begun briefing Europe leaders and Ukraine on its approach. The goal is to eventually put the entire proposal on paper and present it formally. And see, if this is true, it is gonna signal towards a major shift. Remember, the earlier UK-backed push for Gaza-style ceasefire framework was criticized for ignoring Russia's position. This time, Moscow seems to think its voice is being heard. The Kremlin, however, said there's no news on the 28-point plan. The spokesperson, Dmitry Peskov, claimed that nothing has happened and nothing has moved forward since the Alaska meeting. But the one where Trump and Putin sat down on August 15th talking about the war, the trade, fixing the ties and walking away with literally nothing. No joint statement, no ceasefire and no agreement of any kind. Trump, he walked away with disappointment. Russia said the future talks are possible if US is willing to cooperate. And this brings us to where we stand today, 3 years after the war began in 2022. Still no path to peace. So, is this 28-point peace plan the big breakthrough the world has been waiting for? Or is this another diplomatic mirage, a deal being negotiated without Ukraine?